Welcome back. It is 8:41. The end of the year is a natural time of reflection. Families considering divorce, they often make the decision immediately after the holidays. If this is you or someone that you know, there are at least 4 major things to consider that have a lot of breaking off points that you might not think about, but you should. Family law attorney Jennifer Hughes is here along with Emily Schmaley. The Church Hiddle and Antrim here with what to consider. Sorry about that. Say your last name for me.
Schmaley.
Schmaley. Thank you very much. Let's talk about this. The timing of divorce. This isn't something obviously that we're promoting this morning on the morning show, but this is just the reality of what people are dealing with. What do you want them to start to think about when it is actually thinking through the timing of making this decision?
I think you've got to think about what timing works for you and your family. Obviously, the holidays and the end of the year are a natural time for people to think about what did we accomplish this year, how are my relationships serving me, and what are my goals in the new year. And you also have to take into consideration your finances and your kids. And so you really want to pick the best time for you in that circumstance.
Yeah, and I know there are a lot of specifics. When we talked a little bit before this segment and the kind of documents, all the things that you're thinking about under this umbrella, what would you say are some of those key pieces about, just looking at your financial status and what that's going to mean?
Certainly. People want to really take a look at what is the big picture of all of their assets and what, in fact, are all of their debts as well. What real estate do you own? What are your investment accounts, brokerage accounts, retirement accounts, and certainly all of those and your debts will come into that picture for consideration.
I know too that it's important. We're thinking about the children, and I think about this time of year and the emotions that can be involved. And I know this is something that you wanted to talk about, is kind of managing the emotions, especially during this process.
Absolutely. And you have to keep in mind too, the holidays are tricky for people anyway.
Yeah.
And getting through the holidays can be emotional. So I think you just need to give yourself a lot of grace, give your partner a lot of grace, and really focus on what is going to serve your children and yourself and your goals moving forward the best. So just really try and manage those emotions, particularly during the holidays.
Yeah.
And if you're adding a divorce on top of that.
Yeah, something to really kind of try to keep in mind. I want to put up another element here, what we were talking about, and it goes a little bit with what we were talking about first when we're preparing in advance. But again, we're talking about a lot of things that go under this umbrella, and we're talking about all of the different kind of records and specifics. Is there kind of like that checklist that if somebody's going through this process, that they're not even, there's so much. We're trying to then think about dividing a family in our life. What do you tell them?
Absolutely. Well, I think that it's important to be goal-oriented and know that as you look forward to the new year and a new chapter, what are your goals? And knowing what those goals are will help you identify the pieces you need to put in place and evaluate in order to achieve them.
Yeah, so I know some of those things. We were talking about medical insurance. If it's shared, is it going to need to be altered? We're talking about maybe life insurance beneficiary designation. Is that going to need to be changed? Are there other things like that that are things that maybe you're like, well, we're getting divorced and here's what we do. Like, you are specifics that you need to plan for.
If you're going to begin from a position of strength, start to gather all of those financial documents. The last few years' tax returns, pay stubs, W-2, exactly when is re-enrollment for health insurance, who are the beneficiaries on your life insurance policy, do you have estate planning documents that need to be updated? And I think that's something to think about in assembling the right team, that they can help you update those things after the divorce is over as well.
And then also, is Indiana different than any other state, perhaps, where there's maybe something that Indiana does similarly or differently than other states that maybe we wouldn't know about?
Well, it's important to remember that Indiana looks at a very big picture when it comes to assets and debts. So it is important to capture everything that you can find in your financial reality. And that will help you plan best for your future.
I know, said even consider running your own personal credit report.
Certainly.
So things like that?
Absolutely, yes.
Wow. Okay, so much to consider. And again, I'm not, supporting, I'm if you want what you want to do, but I've been married for 20 years, and I hope that you all have great relationships and great holidays. To review any of these types or tips to find more information, family law and managing divorce during the holidays, it is a tough time for a lot of you. Head to fox59.com/Angela Answers. These are 2 women who can help you along the way, and do it with grace in mind.
Thank you,
Right?
Angela.
All right, you're welcome.